What's up YouTube, it's TF Collector, and today I'll be reviewing the Transformers Studios Series number 38 Voyager class Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie. And before we take a look at the figure, let's go ahead and take a look at his packaging that he does come in. You can see on the front here we have a nice picture of Optimus pointing heroically. He is number 38 of Studios Series. His name is Optimus Prime. He's an Autobot, 8-Up Hasbro, Transformers Bumblebee, Transformers Generations, and Takara logos there. On this side, a nice profile image of Optimus Prime. He is 38 Studios Series. He is a Voyager class. On the other side of the box, another nice image of Prime. He is authentic and an Autobot logo there. On the back of the packaging, he is big screen inspired from the Bumblebee movie. His name is Optimus Prime. This is from the San Francisco Bridge scene, and you have some nice images of Prime going on there. Transforms in 35 steps. The iconic Art Deco suspension bridge spans 4,200 feet and is open to car, bike, giant covering, robot, and I messed up my reading skills the first time, so let's try again. The iconic Art Deco suspension bridge spans 4,200 feet and is open to car, bike, giant converting robot, and foot traffic. Hilarious. Also available, 37 Rampage. We've already reviewed him. Check that out if you haven't already. Also, we get the backdrop we'll take a look at later. Hasbro there on the bottom, barcode on the top, Bumblebee. And once again, before we get to the figure, he does, of course, include his instruction manual, 38 Studio Series, Optimus Prime. There is Optimus Prime. Bumblebee movie, Voyager class, Transformers, on the back, Takara and Hasbro. And moving to the figure itself, here is Prime in his truck mode. Now, this is one of the most nostalgic Studio Series figures for me for two reasons. One, I thought he looked amazing in the stock images, and I always wanted him ever since then when I was younger. And for two, I loved watching Alfonso Nation toy hunts, and when he found this guy, I was super hyped, and he was super hyped, and I don't know why I was so hyped watching another person find a figure, but I was. But anyways, coming in close on the details, you can see you get all kinds of nice silver and nice riveting going on. Some nice painted windshield wipers and nice blue translucent plastic there. You got your silver lights painted. The grill is beautiful, looks awesome, and that silver stripe continues here with some more riveting details. A painted blue window there, some nice silver mirrors there. All of your wheels are done in a beautiful looking silver, and the tires are of course plastic, and they look nice as well. Some nice gas tank detailing going down through here. On the back you can see they cleaned it up pretty well. Now it is pretty hollow, which can be a little frustrating, but to me it doesn't really matter because I'm just glad that from the view I look at it, it looks pretty good. But you do get the trailer hitch, and this is compatible with some trailers. I think, if I'm not wrong, it could be compatible, I think, don't take my word for it, maybe with MP44. I'm not 100% sure what this was made to be compatible with because I don't have very many Optimus Prime trailers in my collection. But if you want to try your trailers there, I know at least some of them will work. But overall, you can see this truck mode here for Prime turned out absolutely beautiful. And when it comes to accessories, Prime includes one, and in his iconic Ion Blaster, you can see done in all black here. Nice detailing, looks pretty awesome, and you can store this here in the alt mode. Basically what you do is you just take your handle there and you plug it right into the trailer hitch, so just push that down in there, and it's not that elegant, it sticks out the back, but hey, nonetheless, it is storage. And for some quick comparisons with Prime, first here he is with Studio Series 18 Bumblebee. So you can see how them two scale together, these two, rather. See how those look together. And for one more comparison, here he is with Studio Series 32, Bayverse Optimus Prime. So you can see how he looks with himself from a different universe. And I do think they both look pretty awesome in their own rights. And yeah, that's about all I have to say about the alt mode. It looks spot on. I mean, it looks great other than the hollow gap going on here. But from a front angle, it looks absolutely awesome. So I really don't have any complaints. So I think it is time to go ahead and transform this figure. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So the first thing I like to do is come back here and just untab these sections like so and just bring them back for now. Then what we can do is come to the side here and untab this like so, and just get that undone. Do the same thing here, just untab it on this side. Come on, get undone. Come on, there we go. And then take this piece and flip it over. Do the same thing on the other side. Take this piece, if I can get a hold of it, and flip it over. Then what we can do is come here and open this front section and just rotate that down like so. Now what we can do is come here to these pieces, and when we brought these down, they likely popped themselves out a little bit, but you can grab them and just fold them over top of the wheel. Do the same thing on the other side. Just grab this, fold it over top of the wheel like so. And now what we can do is just fold this piece over like so. Do the same thing over here, fold that piece over. And now we can bring out the arm. So just untab here. You can see it just tabs in there. And just wiggle out his arm and bring that forward like so. We can do the same thing on the other side here. Just wiggle out his arm, bring it forward. You can see his legs might start to drop a little bit, and what we can do is just go ahead and get these out of the way. Just bring those down right there. Leave a little bit of an opening for this piece to come in, but basically what we need to do before we can do all that is come up here. You want to take his head and undo it from this section and just bring it down for now. And then what we need to do is open these chest sections and fold these little silver bits up and out of the way so we have some clearance. Do the same thing here, fold that piece up and out of the way. And now what we can do is rotate this top piece 180 degrees. So just go ahead and rotate that around. Make sure you get these silver pieces clear of everything. Just make sure you get that rotated all the way around. And now we can work on the upper body for the most part and finish it up. So just get these wheels out of the way. Bring this section up like so. Close these wheels over top of this hinge. So that will kind of help hold that into place. And now what's going to happen is you see these two sections will serve as notches for these two tabs. So you can just bring this up and tab it in. You do have to kind of push these sections out of the way and make sure everything is lined up perfectly. But when you do so, it should just tab in right there. And now what we can do is come here to this section and lift it and pull it back, and then the head will go where that section was. So just put that in there, and then these sections will tab in here. So just tab that one in, grab the other one, tab that one in, and there you have his torso and most of the upper body done. To finish it off, just bring the arms down. You want to rotate at this hinge here, so rotate there, and then push that piece flush against the arm like so. Do the same thing on the other side. Rotate there, push that piece flush against the arm. Make sure these pieces kind of stay down like that. And there you have the upper body all the way done. And now we can move down to the legs and finish those up. So you're going to split the legs. Now these two sections are on two T-tabs, so you want to make sure you rotate that to untab that part. This piece will just push right under there, and now we can work on the legs. So come back here, just bring these pieces down and out of the way and push these gas cans in like so. Come to these pieces here and you can rotate them upwards like so. Rotate the other one upwards as well. Just a little step that'll make him look a little better here in robot mode. Then you can come under here and untab the foot, just pull out on it and rotate it down. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull out on the foot, rotate it down, and then what you need to do is rotate the foot like this, and it will also come up. So you want to make sure you rotate it and also bring it up on this hinge like so. And this is how you want this section looking when you're done with that step. So do the same thing over here. Rotate it and also bring it up on that hinge. So kind of just finesse it around that piece like so, and that is how you want the feet looking. Now what we can do is come here, bring this piece in. You can also open this section up if you want and just bring this down for now. Do the same thing here, undo that, bring this section up, bring this section up if we can get it to work with us, and then bring this down for now. Now how you're going to lock all this in is you're going to come out here, make sure his knees straight. And basically there will be a little notch on this blue piece that you can barely kind of see right there. I'm kind of getting in the way with my shadow, but it's right there, and it will go right into that section. So just bring it down, and also that slot there will go into the tab on that gray part. So if I can line this all up, we're going to see if we can get it to work. Bring it down, make sure everything lines up, tab it all in, and that is how that should look when you get it all tabbed in. And we'll do the same thing on this side. Bring this piece down, make sure everything is lining up properly, and then just tab it all together. And that's that side complete. And with that all said and done, here is Studio Series 38 Optimus Prime in his absolutely beautiful robot mode. And I am being 100% honest when I say I don't know if this figure could have turned out much better. I mean, there are small little details maybe, but overall I think this guy looks absolutely phenomenal. But just coming in on that head sculpt, you can see nice blue there on the head with the silver faceplate and silver all over the place, even on the crest of the head. Nice blue eyes, some more silver even over here on the sides. A beautiful, beautiful head sculpt. They did a great job there. You have some nice black details and some more silver. All kinds of silver going on here in this midsection. Looks amazing. Down the leg, you have some yellow, some nice molded details. Do wish they would have picked these little pieces out in yellow for screen accuracy purposes. But overall, reds and silvers just looks beautiful. Beautiful to look at. Even the backpack completely clean. Could have used some paint maybe on this piece, but I mean, it's his back. You're not to expect that from a Hasbro figure. But overall, even the legs clean up very nicely. This is just a beautiful, very well done Optimus Prime figure. And when it comes to articulation, I think the head is on a ball joint. Mine is kind of tight though, but you can get a full 360. You can get him to look up just barely. He can look down just barely. You do get a little bit of wiggling, not very much though. The arms can do full 360s, like so. They can move in and out, and of course this piece will move to accommodate for that. You do have rotation right here at the bicep, and as you saw when I tried to do it, you do have that transformation rotation also, and you do have an elbow bend of about 90 degrees. You do have wrist rotation, which is great inclusion. You have waist rotation, which is awesome to see. The legs can kick forward that far, backward not very far. That's about as far as you're getting, and outward, if you move that little skirt piece up, you can get them that far, so not quite full split, but good enough. You have rotation at the thigh. You do have knee bend a little over 90 degrees, which is very nice. You do not have foot rotation, but you can have ankle tiltage, and you can move it up and down. So overall, I think for a Voyager Studio Series figure, this guy has some awesome articulation. If he will stand, articulation. And if we bring in the accessory, it can be stored. You have the little tab there on the side, and you can flip him around and tab it into one of these ports if you want, and you can have that stored on his back like so. But me, of course, I'm going to have my Prime wielding his weapon, so you just plug it into his hand like so, and you can get some pretty awesome poses with that weapon. And for a few quick comparisons here with Prime, first here he is with Studio Series 18 Deluxe Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. If he will stand up for us, you can see how those two do scale together there, and I think that is an awesome duo going on right there. And for one more, here he is with Studio Series 32 Voyager class Bayverse Optimus Prime, so you can see how those two look together, and I think these are both two awesome iterations of Optimus Prime. And finally, here he is with a CGI image of himself from the Bumblebee movie, so you can see just how spot on they got this figure. I think they did a wonderful job. Super happy with the way this guy has turned out. And if we move Prime out of the way, the last thing to talk about is, of course, the display base that used to come in the package with these Studio Series figures, now sadly discontinued, but looks very nice. 38 Studio Series, Bumblebee, Transformers, and you have the San Francisco Bridge going on back there. And if you want, you can plop Prime down right there, and that makes for an awesome display option if you have the space in your collection to use it. So that is my review for the Transformers Studio Series 38 Voyager class Optimus Prime from the Bumblebee movie, and overall I think this figure turned out absolutely tremendous. I really love the way they did this guy. He is very movie accurate in both alt mode and robot mode. My only complaint with the alt mode is the hollow in the back of the truck, but that doesn't really bother me because I don't stare at the back of the truck. But as for the robot mode, I think it is basically perfect. If I have one nitpick, it is the little panels on the back of the arms, which they could have put those somewhere else, but I think that they did their best and it turned out absolutely awesome. This to this day is one of my absolute favorite Transformers Studio Series figures. Apologies while I fix the camera a little bit so you can see the little number up there. It's bothering me, but this is still one of my favorite Studio Series figures, and therefore I would obviously absolutely recommend it to anyone looking to get a figure for their collection. So if I had to rate this Studio Series 38 Optimus Prime, it's going to be a perfect 10 out of 10 from me. I absolutely adore this figure. It's one of my favorite figures and most nostalgic in my collection. So certainly a recommendation from me. If you can pick him up and find him for an affordable price, definitely jump the gun and get this figure. So that's all I have to say about him. Studio Series 39 Cogman will be next in our journey through the Studio Series line. And until then, don't forget, never sacrifice the things you love for the approval of others. Roll out. Peace.